Hi everybody, Stitching Memories. This is Melissa. I apologize kind of for the messiness behind me as always, and the really weird lighting today. Texas is, in the middle of one of those great rain seasons, which we have needed. It does take a flood to end a drought, so unfortunately a lot of Texas is in flood stages. Luckily, I'm in the northern part of Texas, and right now we're safe. So what I'm doing today is I'm just kind of going through some more of my fabrics. These are all 8s. I don't necessarily know the count on all of them, nor do I know the manufacturer on all of them. A lot of these were gifts from friends, so they don't have their tags. And then a couple that I purchased, I must have misplaced the tag. But I'm in the process of reorganizing all of my stash, and so I'll be showing my stash in multiple videos. One, because I can't talk very long, and two, because it's not all in one place. I kind of have to pull things out, deal with it, put it back, pull something else out. Very limited space. But the first one is a Berkshire Hive, is the name of the fabric. I think it's a fabric flare. It's a 28 count. What I've seen about this Berkshire Hive is it comes in 2 different tones. It comes in mostly a greenish background or a brownish background. Great for, of course, anything that has a beehive on it, anything that has bees, anything that's kind of spring-like. I have 2 or 3 different patterns in mind for that. So this is a 28 count eek. This is a cast shell. Picture this plus. Gosh, it's probably showing pretty pink and blue in this, but it's actually orange and blue. It is actually an orange variegated with blue modeling. The next is a fabric flare. This is 28 count. This is Snowflake. So it's white with a green snowflake. The next one is Cornflower Blue. This is Joblin, 28 count. Cornflower Blue. I will be doing a number of RETM patterns on Cornflower Blue. She does some beautiful patriotic hearts, and so I'll be doing those on that. I have to get more of it. This is a 30 count, but I do not know the name of the fabric. It is very wrinkled. It is a neutral, very little modeling, but it is over dyed, and kind of greenish brownish, but not olive. Okay, this next one is, I think it's pink. Even the lighting on this side isn't so good to tell, so it's a pink that I have no idea of the count because I haven't counted the squares per inch yet. This is a 28 count. I think I've already shown this fabric. This is the very light blue on one side, white on the other side fabric. The next is a 28 count pink champagne opalescent cashel. And I can tell by the back side of the camera that didn't even show up pink, it probably showed up yellow. This is a 40 count vintage pecan butter, or pecan butter, because I've lived all over the country. I say it both ways. So it depends on which way comes out of my mouth that day, which way it is. So sometimes it's pecans, and sometimes it's pecans. So this is vintage pecan butter Lakeside, 40 count. I've not really worked on any 40 count yet, but I'm starting to get quite a bit of it because I want to practice with it. I want to learn how to stitch on, and I think a lot of the things that I've seen stitched 2 over and 1 over on 40 count look like works of art with paintbrush more than threads. So I would like to attain that level of workmanship in this new craft someday. This is a 32 count neutral brownish color. I think it's probably darker than it's showing on the screen. This is, I forget the name of it, it's a green and pink opalescent. It's like 18 count Aida, but it's been, dyed. So that's kind of nice to find that there's some Aida that I can work with that has some nice tones to it when either the even weave or the linen becomes too hard for my eyes or for my dexterity with my hands. The next one, this is a blue and a kind of a blue and green 30 count dyed fabric. Feels kind of like Weeks, but looks like Picture This Plus, so I'm not sure. Same thing with this one. It kind of feels like Weeks, but looks like Picture This Plus. It's probably Picture This Plus, but it's a purple with a very, very light hint of pink modeling to it. This is a 25 count. I don't know if they call this natural. I don't care if they call this raw. I don't know if they call it mocha or brown or cappuccino. Just all these colors for brown, and I can't keep track of them all, so I don't know what that one is. This is a 32 count green variegated fabric with, it looks like hints of blue, hints of brown variegation in it. This next one I have two pieces of, and I'm going to show both of them just because I love how the same piece of fabric can have such differences, because these were cut off of the same yard. So these are 2/8. This is a 28 count green and white, a little tiny hints of a creamish color, and you can kind of see that there's a lot of the kind of whiter white patches on it. And this is from another part of the same yard, and it has more of the darker patches on it. So it kind of depends on what I'm stitching, which one of these two pieces I'll use. Originally I was thinking I would use them for complementary projects that I would hang together, but now I think I'm going to do something completely different because of the difference in the 2/8. This is a 20 count, and this was given to me, as most of these are. There are a few stitches in it, so I'm not going to show that side. But the person who gave it to me does not know what she was stitching. It was probably just a test. So I will either, I'll frog those out and put something on it. But that's also neutral. That's a little bit more towards the, I guess you would say rust side, cappuccino. Like again, it's another shade of brown. This is a blue that has kind of tones to me of a slate gray, and I think it's Aida. Kind of looks like Aida. This is a very pale neutral, and if I don't say the count, it's because I don't know. I haven't counted the squares per inch yet. This is a Weeks Dye Works Aztec Red. It's 20 count. I love how dark this is. Not that I'm ready to stitch on a fabric this dark, but I do love it. And I'm not thinking of Christmas for this. I'm actually thinking of autumn. I'm thinking of some really nice orange, yellow leaves with a big tree. That's kind of the tones that this red is making me think of. It's not making me think Christmas holidays. It's making me think that kind of rich part of fall when the colors are at their boldest. This is Tempest, and again it's another one that just has some variegations in it. It's blues with greens, and again it's another one I have a couple of pieces. Actually I have 3 pieces of this. So I bought one and I was given 2, so it works out great. And I think of some spring scenes on that, maybe some summer, definitely anything kind of watery would work. This is probably Fabric Flare, and it kind of looks to me like a candy cane, so I'm assuming that oh, it is Fabric Flare, there's the sign. It is probably something that I will find a Halloween or Autumn Piece 4, and it is opalescent, so that's going to be fun. Although orange and yellow are not typically colors I decorate with, I tend to use them as very soft accents. I have found in cross-stitching that I'm probably going to be using a lot of yellow and orange. They just tend to work well with some of the patterns I'm thinking of. And so these eighths that I'm working on, I'll do in probably 2 videos today. So I'll take a little bit of a break and have some dinner and most definitely a drink, something to drink, and then I'll come back and finish the last half of the eighths. And I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day holiday. Even though we were soggy, it's a great time, and you know, definitely for me, being a military brat, it's an important time for me. But I don't remember just, you know, the fallen soldiers. I remember everyone who's gone. So Memorial Day to me is my day to visit, you know, all of my friends, family members who have passed on, and since I'm not near their resting places, I just kind of do my own little memorial routine. And I miss being in DC and going to Arlington Cemetery and, you know, walking through the grave sites. That used to be my Memorial Day tradition, but I'm not near to do that anymore. Never has really Memorial Day been to me the time of picnics and pools and parties. It's definitely been a more reflective time, and since I definitely value memories, I use this weekend to revel in that, to kind of immerse myself in the memories of people, and I really enjoy that. I look forward to it each year. It's not a depressing time, it's not a sad time, it's definitely a time of celebration. Now, I also was lucky enough this year to have a friend who is a stitcher that invited me over, and we did do a little bit of cooking, and we did a lot of stitching, so there was some of that, but the majority of the weekend I did spend kind of celebrating the memories of lost loved ones, lost friends, loved ones, and celebrating everybody who has gone on. Also, Mondays are a day that I do my candlelight ceremony for my past pets. And I have friends and acquaintances that I've been close to their pets that I add to that ceremony as well. So, it's been a great weekend. I hope yours was wonderful. And please keep working on stitching your memories. And I'll see you next time.